Hello, I'm Amy Zaley with the Jerusalem Connection Friday Red Alert Report for October 20th, Revisionist History. One way to lessen the value and impact of the Jewish people and the historic nation of Israel is to delete or deny its contributions or ignore it and rename it or attribute it to some other peoples, regardless of the relics that are left as proof. While the BDS movement, the Boycott, Divest, and Sanction movement, for example, tries to get people around the world to economically choke off the nation of Israel by not buying their products, they forget to really boycott it. They actually have to stop using their cellular devices, various other technologies, medical innovations and medical devices, and so on and so forth, because the innovations and therapies that have been pioneered in Israel have infiltrated most of modern world life. So the cultural wing of the anti-Israel bias, including the BDS movement as well as other organizations, uses its bent to deplete or minimize or otherwise erase, or worse yet, replace Israel or Jewish people's accomplishments by giving it to the credit of others. The UNESCO group has already identified many Jewish historical sites and named them or indicated they were either Palestinian or Muslim. This bias has prompted the U.S. to announce that it is disengaging from this group. Just last week, as reported in JewishPress.com, a $750,000 grant of mostly U.S. dollars is being used to restore and preserve Solomon's pools, which are located in the PA territory near Bethlehem. In a first released statement, the Jerusalem-based U.S. Consul General Donald Blum joined Palestinian officials and dignitaries in launching a major conservation project to protect and preserve Solomon's pools, which in and of itself is actually a good thing. However, these pools were constructed during King Solomon's reign to provide hydration to the temple and to the city and were an engineering marvel of the time. They were given to the PA during the Oslo Accords and ultimately neglected and have fallen into disrepair. In fact, it was largely used as a hangout for guards who were just on break. Now, the PA is getting funds to restore them. But in the originally drafted announcement, it is said, the contribution from the U.S. government not only underscores America's respect and admiration for Palestinian heritage and its treasured iniquities, it is also imperative in supporting the Palestinian economy, which is an essential element to peace. Now, that may be true that supporting the Palestinian economy is indeed part of a good pathway to peace. The claim that these are Palestinian heritage treasures of antiquity is simply utterly false and has no historical proof. In fact, historical proof proves otherwise. Upon challenging this claim, the U.S. press inquired with the U.S. State Department, reminding them the actual documented history of Solomon's pools and the recent implications of all this anti-Israel bias, resulting in the U.S. removing themselves from, as an example, UNESCO. The press release was subsequently revised. In his remarks, General Counsel Donald Blum ultimately said, "We share the hope that this site can be a source of pride, hope, and discovery for people of every culture, religion, and background. Places of this sort of antiquity should stir and inspire all of us to come together and celebrate their beauty." Okay, well, this is an improvement, not giving credit to a people that were not part of its construction. It certainly also continues to delete or eliminate the contribution of the Jewish people and the historical nation of Israel for Solomon's pools. So it's better, but really not good enough. So while this revision is just another elbow swung in the face of Israelis, I want to thank Carolyn Glick for bringing this story to my attention on her Facebook newsfeed. And while the State Department seems to be a bit wishy-washy on these topics, at least President Trump and Nikki Haley remain clear-headed as the U.S. officially announced its withdrawal from UNESCO for its repeated bias against Israel, in particular regarding the cultural programs. Funding for this organization was shaky at best, and the U.S. is now a full member until December 31st, but their withdrawal takes place January 1, and the published budget includes no U.S. contributions for this group. Thus, it looks like the U.S. is not changing its mind in this regard anytime soon. Let us all be mindful that history is preserved to allow the identity of a people and the work of a true and living God to be on the forefront of the studies of a modern world. And truth in these matters is paramount, not only for spiritual reasons, but for academic reasons and for social reasons as well. A people should never be denied their accomplishments. Shavua Tov, have a great week, and Shabbat Shalom.